Hi, that's me, Michelle. The last 20 months of my life have been quite the journey. For starters, I had a baby, I got laid off, and I experienced a crazy medical emergency while interviewing for a job I prayed for and eventually got. That's a testament to how anything is possible with God, but that's a conversation for another day. Fast forward to date, I'm a millennial mom and wife in my 30s trying to navigate life in New York away from my family, friends, and the network I spent my 20s and early 30s building. The gag is, I've been here for almost 3 years and I still haven't made meaningful progress in a few areas of my life, which is why it's time for drastic change using drastic measures. While the last 20 months have been beautiful and life-altering in an extraordinary way, I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I've lost myself in motherhood and marriage. My body has changed and I'm working through a serious identity shift as my professional life, which has been the focus of my attention for many years, has taken a backseat to my family and all the things it entails. So I'm working to rediscover who I am, become the best version of myself, and truly live my best life. I'm embarking on a mission to become the woman of my dreams, a woman who's blessed abundantly in all areas of her life. Over the next 40 days, I'm laying the foundation to become the highest version of myself using Proverbs 31 to guide my glow up. Why Proverbs 31, you ask? Proverbs 31 is a blueprint for living an elevated life. It outlines the key characteristics, behaviors, and practices of a holy, blessed woman who is held in high regard by her family and community because of her reverence for God. Why 40 days? I believe this number has biblical significance and symbolizes an intense preparation period. If you think about it, life-changing events always followed the number 40 in the Bible. Think Noah's flood, Moses on Mount Sinai receiving the 10 Commandments, Israel's wandering in the wilderness, Goliath taunting Israel before David confronted him, and Jesus' temptation in the wilderness. In addition to that, they say it takes 21 days to form a habit. 40 days will give us ample time to break and make new habits that will usher us into our most successful year yet. I'll be focusing on elevating in 6 areas of my life: spirituality, visual appearance and overall presence, finances, career, relationships, business outside of my 9-to-5. I'll be using this workbook to document and track my intentions, habits, goals, routines, and progress. If you want to glow up in 2025, I welcome you to join this challenge. There's a link to this workbook in my description box below. Let's glow up together. I'm determined to start 2025 with a bang, and I want to be intentional about the change I wish to see in 2025. So I did do some pre-work before starting the challenge. I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person who has to clear her space and work out to think clearly. So I tackled some general household tasks like doing laundry. My toddler runs through outfits like nobody's business, so I knew I needed to get his clothes situated before I could move forward with plotting. Then I went to the gym to process my thoughts and intentions for the challenge. Before starting the challenge, I recommend taking some time to clear your mind, reflect on who you are right now, who you want to be, what she looks like, how she exists and takes up space in the world. After an hour and a half of sorting through my thoughts while I worked out, I was ready to start mapping out my routines. I ran through my morning routine, noting what worked and what would be a time drain. Then I spent a reasonable amount of time writing out specific goals for each focus area and actions I needed to take to see results. I read this book called It Works, and it did a great job of helping me recalibrate my mindset for this challenge. It also moved me to write out a long list of things that I want to achieve and prioritize them. It gave me some daily action items and tips to keep my eyes on the prize through this challenge. 10 out of 10, highly recommend, and it's a quick read. Finally, I spent some time with my family to set some expectations because the truth is, the way I show up in my household is going to change drastically, and I need everyone to be prepared for the shift ahead of time. The last thing I wanted to do before starting this challenge was get braids. I don't want my hair to be a distraction when it comes to working out or maximizing the time I have available during the day. And I want to look presentable, as that's one of the focus areas of the challenge. Like, it would really be insane for me to be pushing this glow up agenda while looking busted in the process. I'm not trying to look like what I'm going through, especially since I know I'll be balancing work with mommy and wife things as I work through this challenge. So knotless boho braids with extra curls was a natural choice for me. It gives the convenience/ease of braids, but the look of a weave. So I gave my hair the princess treatment. Literally gave it a protein treatment, washed it 3 times, deep conditioned with heat, blow dried my hair, and headed to braided where Christelle did her thing. All that to say, do whatever you need to do to look and feel good before beginning this challenge. Depending on your goals, this challenge is going to require mental and physical fortitude. So you need to position yourself for success. For me, that meant getting my ducks in a row and getting a style that would allow me to look presentable with minimal effort. I'm happy with my results and ready for this challenge to begin. Hey beautiful people, hey, it is day one of the challenge. I cannot believe we're here, but I'm really excited. I'm gonna quickly walk through some of the things that I'm gonna be doing today because I'm on borrowed time. My toddler is in the other room sleeping, and honestly, he can wake up at any moment. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is fill out that workbook that you would have seen at the very beginning of this video. In that worksheet, there is an area for you to write out your intentions, write out your habits, write out your goals, action steps, and all that jazz. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The nice thing about having done the pre-work is that I pretty much have a good sense of how I wanna fill out that workbook. I just wanted to wait to do it officially when the challenge started. After I finish filling out that workbook, the next step is going to be to document my starting point as far as my visual and physical. So I'm gonna document my skin. I've already documented my starting point for my hair because hello, I have braids. And so that had to be done before I got the braids. And while I don't think a whole ton can happen in 40 days with regards to hair, we are going to be implementing certain habits and practices to make sure that my hair is flourishing in the 40 days and beyond that. So that will be in another video, but I just wanted to flag that here. I am going to be documenting my skin because I want to revamp my skin. I want my skin to literally glow. I want it to be flawless. And so I know that I'm going to have to implement different skincare routines and all that kind of stuff. And so I'll track that all in a completely different video. But my point is, I want to record my starting point at the very beginning of this challenge so that when we are reviewing everything at the end of the challenge, we know where we started and where we ended. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do there. Oh, I forgot to talk about my body. So I am going to document what my body looks like at its starting point as well. There's a woman on YouTube named Natalie Springfield. I just started watching her and she is fabulous, amazing. She does this thing where she has a baseline outfit that she tries on every week to track her weight loss progress. And I think I want to do that simply because I feel like Scales and I just really don't get along. I don't feel like it accurately depicts like weight that I've lost. So to give you an example, there have been times where I have slimmed down but gained more muscles, and so the scale tells me that I'm heavier when in fact I'm slimmer. So I think a better way to track my body progress is to just track it by clothes and images, like side by side images of how my body has transformed. My target area is my stomach. Obviously I had my child and it's been 21 months and I still cannot get this little pudge to go away, despite the fact that I feel like I've been working out. I haven't been working out regularly, but I have been doing a little bit of working out here, and it's still very much present. The rest of my body has pretty much returned to normal, but my stomach, for the life of me, will not slim out. So over these 40 days, my plan is to really focus on getting that a little bit flatter, especially because I feel like my stomach area is impacting how I show up in the world and dress, right? Like, because I have the little pudge, I don't want to say I don't feel confident enough, but I don't feel comfortable like wearing, you know, the tighter fitting outfits or things that I would normally feel very comfortable wearing, simply because now I have to accommodate the stomach, which was something that I never had to like really think about before. And so I know that sounds very vain, but it is something that bothers me, and I'm of the mindset that I need to take care of the things that bother me because I want to show up in the world as my best self. And I can't show up in the world as my best self if I'm feeling insecure or uncomfortable in the body that I'm in. So I am going to take steps to go ahead and fix that. So after I do all my goal setting, I'll show you what my starting point is as far as my hair, skin, and body, and then we might wrap up this vlog. I don't know, but that's my starting point. I'm talking too much. Like I said, I'm on borrowed time, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I just finished filling out the workbook. I feel so empowered. Honestly, if I can knock out everything that I put down on that list, baby, I'm gonna be a brand new woman. Like, if I can just stick to it, I really like that. I read that book, It Works. Like, shout out to Natalie Springfield for putting me onto that book because it really did help me arrange my thoughts and really reach for the sky with some of the goals that I put down. And after like writing down the steps that I wanted to take to make some of these goals happen, ooh, I just feel very empowered, and I feel like achieving them will not be as hard as maybe I may have thought in the past. Now, I'm saying that right now because your girl is on cloud nine and I'm feeling very like empowered in this moment. But I know that if I just keep running the goals through my mind and I just take a step every single day towards what the goals are and I rest on God, I am almost 100% sure that I'm gonna accomplish all these goals. And these goals are like pretty ambitious. Like some of the things that I wanna do is I want to get more consistent here on social media. I want to be more consistent on YouTube. I very much am in a space where I want to empower people or empower other women who are like me in similar situations, who are literally struggling through balancing, you know, work-life balance with like being a mom, a wife, and living their own lives. And so I kind of want to do a better job of documenting how I'm navigating that in my own life, because I know that there are many other women who are also working professionals who are finding it tough to balance all of that, especially if you were like one of those women who are very much, I am independent, I'm doing my own thing, I've been doing my own things, and now that you are responsible for other people, or you have to take other people into consideration in your life just feels shaken, you know? So I'm trying to be more present on this app to let other similarly situated women, whether that's millennials or other people in other generations, know that we are not alone and that we are navigating these waters. We can navigate these waters together and come out on top without feeling like we're losing our mind. Because I will say, for the last 20 months, I've been feeling like I've been losing my mind. I just have not spent much time on myself. It's either work or the family. And so what's really refreshing about this challenge is it's allowing me to consider myself again, and I really, really appreciate that. Part of me feels a little shaken because I love being there for my little one, and I love being there for my family, and I love doing all the family things. But I do feel like in order for you to truly be a really good mom, you have to really take care of yourself. It's like what they say on the airplane when you're taking off. It's like, put your mask on yourself before you put the mask on someone else. There's no way that you can like uplift and elevate your family if you are pouring and giving from a depleted space. And I've just realized through the many times that I've burnt out the past few months that the problem is I'm not giving myself enough time to care for myself. And so this challenge is really going to force me to focus on myself in addition to my family, or I should say it's gonna force me to pay more attention to myself and not neglect myself. So yeah, now it's time to go ahead and track our body. Now this part, very vulnerable, because child, ain't nobody trying to show their insecurities online. So I'm gonna ask you right now to be very, very nice, because your girl does have a mommy belly and there are stretch marks. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do a true workout outfit or if I'm just gonna wear something a little bit more tight fitting so you can see. But I'm gonna ask you guys to be very kind, because this is a very vulnerable moment. I just had a baby. Not just, but like 21 months ago, I had a baby. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our baselines for all the different parts of my body. As I mentioned, I already did my hair, so I will insert clips of that here. Let's go ahead and do my face. Sorry, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and do my skin in the bathroom because the lighting in this room is not the greatest, and I want to make sure that I'm getting an accurate depiction of what my skin, my baseline skin looks like today, day one of this challenge. I would do it in this room, but I just don't think the lighting is quite there yet. It's still pretty early, so the lighting is a little wonky. So yeah, let's go to the bathroom. Okay, so I came to my bathroom and I am currently using my vlogging camera, but I also have my phone set up over there to kind of allow me to capture the full face. I was gonna use the mirror, but then there is a light that is shining right on me and it's making my skin look really, really good. At least it looks good in the viewfinder. And so again, I'm trying to get accurate pictures of what my skin looks like. And so I'm gonna go ahead and film myself over there, and I'll talk through what my troubled spots are. Okay, so right here, I've got a lot of like, I don't know if you can see it, I've got dark marks from pimples. And so I want to address that area there. I've also got, this side of my skin is actually pretty decent. I want even skin. The point is I want to get rid of my dark marks. And so wherever they are, the plan is to get rid of them. And so I think my most troubled area is right here. So I'm going to focus on fixing that. Okay, so that's what we have for my face. Let's go into the body. Okay, so I actually want to do my measurements. So let me go ahead and grab a measuring tape. All right, so just so we are all on the same page and know what I'm talking about, this right here is the area that I'm trying to address. Like, I don't know if you can see that, like it literally protrudes out. Like even this band is kind of doing a little bit of a job of like compressing it, but there is like a mommy belly that will not go away. I feel like the rest of my body is pretty decent. Like I'm not complaining about the rest of my body, but this area right here, I just want to address. So let's go ahead and do my measurements. My waist is right about here is 32. I've got 32 right here for what I would call my, around my belly area. I'm like at a 36. Yeah, roughly a 36. And then for my hips, I am at 45. So again, I'm not trying to come on here and say that I'm like wildly overweight or anything like that. I'm just unhappy with my current body. And so I am going to try to target this area and getting it slimmer, and then we can go from there. As for a baseline outfit, I'm thinking maybe I'll do a dress, like a very fitted dress, or maybe we can just start here and decide what our baseline outfit will be at a later time, because I feel like I hear my little toddler. So yeah, this is the starting point. That was you got my hair, skin, and now you have my body. All right, let's move into the next part of the day. Okay, so let's dive into each of these focus areas. First being spirituality. So I've been in New York for around 3 years and I still haven't really found a church home. So I'm hoping that over the next 4 days, I can find a church home where I can build my church community, get involved, and do all the things. In addition to that, I want to make sure that I'm strengthening my relationship with God. So I am going to step up the amount of time that I spend talking to God. So I'm definitely going to do a power hour in the morning and then a powering down at night, where I can kind of like touch base with God, meditate on the word, read the Bible. Moving into visual appearance and presence, you guys already know that I am struggling with the tummy area. And so my hopes are that I'll be able to completely get rid of that and make my stomach flat again, as I had mentioned in my earlier clips, because the stomach is not allowing me to feel confident and fully comfortable in my body. Like, I feel like the reason why I'm not dressing the way I want to dress, or the reason why I'm defaulting to things like sweats and like more comfortable outfits, is because I'm just not comfortable with the way that I look in some of the clothes that I have. So I'm definitely going to be doing a closet revamp, purging my closet so that I can create more of an elevated wardrobe for myself. I have been playing around with the idea of putting together kind of like a glow up glam squad that can help me with all things physical appearance. So basically a stylist to help me with revamping my wardrobe, getting like maybe a posing coach to help me with posing so that I can be more photogenic when I'm taking pictures or when I present in the world. Like weight wise, I am definitely going to be working out, hitting the gym a lot more frequently. I've been in the gym, but I think I need to maybe step it up a little bit more, maybe do more cardio and see if that will help with bringing my stomach down and getting rid of my mommy pouch. If that doesn't work, I will try a couple of other things, like maybe cool sculpting. Follow me on TikTok. You already know that I'm doing a project regrow your edges and hair postpartum type edition series type of a thing. And so I have been doing various like routines and different practices to kind of help with getting my hair back to what it was prior to pregnancy. And so far we are good on that level. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing into 2025 so that I can hit my hair goals. With regards to my skin, honestly, I think my skin is not terrible. I just would like it to be more evened, and I would like for the dark marks and hyperpigmentation to disappear. So I will be finding a dermatologist out here. I will be finding an esthetician out here to help me with my skincare maintenance, and then also finding the right products to help treat dark marks, hyperpigmentation, and all that stuff. Because ideally, I would love to just wear maybe like a BB cream or CC cream on a day-to-day basis. I really do like the more minimal, fresh face type of a look. For some reason, that just gives more youthful to me. And so while I love a beat face, I would like to reserve getting my face beat for when I'm going to a nice event or doing something more formal. I want my day-to-day to be more natural glam, if that makes any sense. Moving into finance, I definitely want to get rid of my student loans. I want to be more aggressive in the repayment of those loans so that they just don't exist after 2025. In addition to that, I want to consider alternative options for investing. Right now, I think I have a pretty decent stock portfolio, and I want to further diversify. So I want to start looking into property, or maybe investing in other businesses, or just finding other ways to generate passive income. Okay, with regards to career, I want to establish myself as an expert in my field. And so I basically want to be that person that people turn to when they need an expert to speak on a panel. And so my goal is to really put myself out there, whether it's writing articles or getting into certain rooms and making sure people know who I am, so that when it's time to look for speakers for different types of speaking engagements, or like they're looking for buy-in on the area in which I work, they're thinking of me. I also want to join some boards. So I'm very big on nonprofits, and I feel like I'm at a point where I finally can contribute in a meaningful way to other organizations. And so for the past couple of years, I've actually sat on the board of my building, and I thought that has been a great experience. I feel like I can now take that skill and do better for organizations that I'm very passionate about. So that's something that I'm gonna do a deeper dive into over these next 40 days. Moving into relationships, okay, so I've been here for a while, and I'm not even gonna lie, I have not built a network. I don't really have a community, and I actually think that's extremely problematic, especially now that I have a young son. I feel like community is key in this thing called life. And so I feel like I want to proactively start to network and engage with other like-minded or similarly situated women in New York. It's interesting because when I was in California, it was not a problem, but New York is just so different. It feels like it's harder to meet people. So I'm going to really do my best to put myself out there and come out of my introverted shell to really, you know, meet people outside of, you know, the people I know at work and then my girlfriends whom I hang out with. So that is going to be a journey, and I'm definitely bringing you along. There are a couple of things that I'll be going to, and hopefully if y'all have tips on how to build your network in 2025 or in New York, that would be very helpful. I do feel like it's a little strange and slightly harder to do when you're a little bit older, because usually your network is built through like different stages of your life, like maybe people you worked with or people that you went to school with, and there are these various degrees of connection that allow for you to build that network, and I just don't have that here. Business outside of my 9-to-5. I love YouTube. I have been on YouTube for a while, and I started off doing lots of hair content. I'm now trying to pivot into a space where I am pretty much documenting my life and my journey so that I can encourage and empower other, you know, similarly situated women. I feel like there aren't a lot of women like me on YouTube talking about the balance between motherhood, managing a household, and like still moving forward in your career. And I want to create a community that allows for us to talk about it honestly and empower and uplift each other. And so I really want to use my YouTube channel to further develop that and build a really strong community of women who can really support and help each other as they journey through the various stages of life. And so my goal is to post a whole lot more on YouTube. I'm talking at least once or twice a week, and
just continue to grow. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I really want to build out my social media. I want to be more consistent. I would love to grow a thriving community, and I'm hoping this challenge will help me with building that consistency and showing up to bring us all together. I also really want to start my own consulting company or agency of sorts. I don't know if you guys know, I am a lawyer. I have worked in various spaces of tech. I am now working sort of in the like advertising / privacy side of things, and I would like to start a company that maybe caters to the needs of minority women in the creator space, with reviewing things like their contracts, negotiating different agreements, and things of that nature. I still have to flesh out what it is that I'm trying to do, but I definitely want to start my own consulting business or agency of sorts that caters to, again, women like me navigating this space. And so yeah, those are like the key things that I'm going to be focusing on over these 40 days. Now, I know that all those goals sound extremely lofty and they might not all get done in 40 days, but I am a firm believer that anything is possible with God. And I also believe that these 40 days will serve as the laying the foundation to really make all of those things happen in 2025. So I don't think that all of this will happen in 40 days, but I know that I can certainly get the ball rolling so that at least by the end of 2025, I've achieved every single one of these goals. And so yeah, I'm going to document my journey as much as I can, and I'm going to show up as often as I can so you guys can see this journey and join along with me.